The era of the spectacular rivalry between two of the most successful players in football history was just outstanding. Just by hearing the first line, you will immediately know the two people being talked about, and they're none other than Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. These two men gifted the world with football moments that will last forever. However, when two great forces collide in one era, one thing is bound to happen, and that is the birth of an intense rivalry. The question of who is better between the two has spiraled into years of argument. With Ronaldo and Messi getting older, people are now wondering which two outstanding players can fit in the boots and lead the next era. A lot of new players have been outstanding over the course of time, but two players that everyone is currently talking about are Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappé. It's time for the younger generation to take the lead after Messi and Ronaldo's slow demise from the highest level. PSG and Manchester City stars seem to compete for first place for the next 10 years, if the last 2 years are an indication. It appears the footballing world will continue to argue over Haaland and Mbappé in the same way they did with Messi and Ronaldo. In today's video, you guessed it right, we will be comparing Haaland and Mbappé just to see who really is the best right now and who we should crown the future of world football. So stay glued to your seats and don't move a muscle because you might be in for a surprise as to who really is better. The subject of football and who is better is quite polarizing. Your personal preferences will ultimately determine if you prefer one player or another. Perhaps a prominent goal scorer is more your style than thrilling wingers with quick feet. Their decision on which players you believe to be the superior of the two will indeed depend on your football preferences in this circumstance. Let's attempt to further explore this argument, shall we? Despite having started his career at Bern, his parents' hometown in Norway, the Norwegian striker Haaland was born in Leeds. 3 months before turning 16 years old, Haaland was moved up to the first team after scoring 18 goals in 14 games for Bern's reserve team. Haaland performed well enough to earn himself a transfer to Molde, a fellow Norwegian team. His influence in Molde was undoubtedly immediate because he scored in his debut. Haaland made 36 appearances in his first season as a professional football player and scored 4 goals. Mbappé, on the other hand, was born and raised in Paris, where he first played for AS Bondy before joining the Clairefontaine Academy, where he attracted the attention of the top clubs in the world. He chose to join AS Monaco, where he was initially going to play for their B team. However, after just 3 weeks, he was quickly promoted to the first team. A year after Haaland, Leonardo Jardim gave Mbappé his professional debut before his 17th birthday. He surpassed Thierry Henry's previous record as the youngest player in Monaco's history. His first goal for the team also replaced Henry as the club's youngest goal scorer in history. Mbappé appeared in 14 games in his first campaign and scored once. Haaland is a traditional centre-forward and a genuine number 9. He has a natural instinct for scoring goals and has the ability to detect goals long before they're actually scored. Haaland is exceptionally swift and agile, unlike a typical striker. He is demonstrating at Manchester City that he can not only do what strikers do, like running behind and offer a devastating presence in the box, but can also drop deeper and link the play. He's also incredibly adaptable for a number 9 and appears to be the ideal striker. Mbappé's unique quality, on the other hand, is that he resembles a winger more than a striker. Because of the explosive abilities he possesses, he frequently serves as the central striker as well. He is incredibly swift, and his speed terrifies defenders. Teams are compelled to defend deeply against the Frenchman because of fear of being fatally punished if they lose possession. His ability to dribble past multiple players simultaneously demonstrates his superior technique and is unstoppable at his finest. It's not surprising that the biggest and best clubs in the world have been monitoring both players for years. Both players were targets for Real Madrid, and Florentino Perez failed to land either of them, something he is not exactly used to. Statistics are frequently used to settle arguments, particularly ones involving football. They are the secret weapon of football supporters who wish to establish their superiority. However, the argument doesn't get much more evident when looking at these two players' numbers. Age-wise, the two superstars are similar. The Frenchman is 23 years old as of this year, and the Norwegian is the youngest of the two. He only turned 22 recently, but is still a beast. Naturally, the ability of strikers to score goals is used to evaluate them. Mbappé has 229 goals in 334 games, whereas Haaland has 165 goals in 208 games. Haaland beats Mbappé on a goals per game basis, but the Frenchman has nevertheless played in more games throughout his career. We'd only have to wait and see if Haaland continues scoring goals at this rate, but he is showing no signs of slowing down just yet. Mbappé is unquestionably in the lead regarding assists. Unlike Haaland, he also occupies wide positions from which he may support teammates who are bursting into the box. Compared to Haaland's 39 assists, he has 117 to his credit. Given his playing style, Mbappé is likely to keep the advantage. However, the one having a better eye for goal is Haaland. Mbappé is in the lead in terms of titles. He has 5 League One championships at the club level, 4 with PSG and 1 with Monaco. But don't be duped by his trophy cabinet, because there is no true competition for PSG in France, and their dominance is obvious. The Champions League determines the success of the French club seasons. Despite 14 efforts, they have never been victorious. Without question, Mbappé's most significant accomplishment was helping France win the World Cup when he was just 19 years old. Sadly, Haaland will never be able to accomplish this, especially because Norway didn't even make it to the tournament this year. Comparatively, Haaland has very few trophies in his cabinet. He won the league and 2 cups at Salzburg in addition to the cup at Dortmund. That will probably change at Manchester City soon. Football is also increasingly about marketability. Despite how much we may not like to accept it, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo were perhaps even more marketable stars than David Beckham was in the generation before them. The question now is, who will succeed them in the future? Mbappé has already achieved greatness after having his image appear on the cover of FIFA 21 and signing a sponsorship agreement with Nike that is reportedly worth more than $10 million annually. Haaland has over 15.7 million Instagram followers, but the Frenchman has a little over 70 million. In 2022, Nike's sponsorship of Haaland ended, and he reportedly had a deal with Puma for approximately $8 million a year, but he chose Adidas instead. The Haaland camp apparently requested $48 million spread over 5 years, although the agreement specifics are yet unknown. We can't compare the two without talking about their FIFA rankings, which also allows us to compare them to Messi and Ronaldo. The player with the highest rating in FIFA 22 is Messi of PSG, who has a rating of 93, while Ronaldo has a rating of 91. Mbappé, a teammate of Messi, has a rating of 91, indicating that a new regime is about to take over. Given that he's only 22 years old, Haaland's grade of 88 is amazing. In-depth stat analysis reveals that Mbappé is faster than Haaland, making him the game's quickest player ahead of Adama Traoré. The Norwegian striker wins the shooting contest and holds the advantage in defending. Given that he stands at 6'4" Haaland also dominates the physical category, outperforming Mbappé with a score of 88. Without a doubt, Haaland and Mbappé are 2 of the best players in the world right now, and they just keep getting better and better. So who will the history books refer to as the best of the two? Just as the Ronaldo versus Messi debate will never be settled due to differing preferences, who is the best may remain an open question, but there is no denying that the statistics on an individual level currently speak in Haaland's favour. Which of them do you prefer? Let us know in the comments section. That's all we have for you today. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of our exciting videos. Till next time.